You what? You what? So it's like the camera is not on and then the microphone is not on. What is this? God damn it, it's unlucky day. First of all, for everybody that's here, the 7-Hour War. Many of you probably know what it is, but some of you might not know how it led to there. But let's just summarize for those that don't, all right? Because we need to be respectful for those who don't know the little facts hiding behind the curtain of the end of Half-Life 1. We have Black Mesa. We have the benefactors, which are there in the vast, endless amount of universe, right? And benefactors are like, we want to make travel in the neighborhood. And the neighborhood is the galaxy. Yeah? Because if they make travel in the neighborhood, they can make the Combine want to put their focus upon something different. So the benefactors can potentially profit from this lack of attention they're giving to a certain place in space. They don't care. The benefactors don't give a... And if they don't care about Earth. Earth is a decoy. You get it? We are just a little smoke grenade. It's like in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you know the decoy? Fire in the hole! And then you see on your minimap, it's like a ping that is like there's an enemy. Earth is a damn decoy. So the benefactors for whom G-Man is working are like, we are gonna use Earth people as smoke grenade. We are gonna make fun of Combine, and Combine are gonna want to bully Earth. That's pretty much the plan. This is a simplified version of the plan, of course. We do not know who... Oh, hey, G, welcome to stream. Hey, G, biggest D. Who's gonna top the biggest D? Can I hear the new numbers? 20K? Oh my god. Another reason is that Earth military weren't prepared for the unexpected. The Earth military, you can't say they weren't prepared. They were already at... It's like the US, the fictional US, because let's try not to get banned on you. They were already at war with the Black Mesa accident. They were already sending the military. They were already losing military personnel. But at the same time, they were on full damn alert. Get it? The US military was on full alert. What do you think about the other countries? Do you think they were not on full alert as well? Black Mesa was nuked. Somebody blew a nuclear warhead in the United States, in New Mexico. What do you think the other countries are going to do? They're just going to accept that and be on their business and don't care about that? No, this is war. There's the US has blown a damn nuke, or maybe somebody else blew a nuke in the US. So now the whole world is in full alert. So the military was definitely prepared. But as you say, they were not prepared. They were not prepared for an invasion of such scope. But they were prepared for war. Because war was already happening. Of course, we don't know exactly when the invasion happened, so you might be right, because things might have dulled down. You know, the relationships between countries have dulled down. Things have become peaceful. And then, suddenly, portals are sprouting from the sky. It's like these fish monsters are flying through the air, and there's these robots with spikes and fins, and they don't even have eyes. Where is eyes? Oh, is there a machine and tanks, but tanks have legs? We don't have tanks with legs. What is this? This is insanity. It's demoralizing, right? I kind of jumped too far ahead. Wait a second, we're summarizing what's going on. Derailing me isn't helpful to reach better conclusion. Makes me want to eat some nuts. But there is not enough to get more nuts. Oh my god. I seem to be late by 7 minutes. The 7-hour video. 7 minutes. I guess we can end the stream because it's been already 7 minutes. Zongtop Goblin asks, Super Soldiers canon in the 7-hour war. They were cut content. By Super Soldiers, what do you mean? You don't mean by Combine Elise, right? By Super Soldiers is those things with like spikes on their bodies, right? It's like they don't even have faces and they're like giant robots. I think they were cut content, but that doesn't mean, hey, it doesn't mean that they never existed or were on Earth. Why wouldn't these super soldiers be sent on Earth as the elite army? And then after the war, they were deposited in somewhere underneath the Earth in a mountain, so they can be transported back to the Union after the... Wait, what? my god! Hyuji is throwing the cash. He is making the nut pile go big. I have to update it. Thank you, Hyuji. You're awesome. Greatest supporter of Inlet. More nuts to the pile, so we cannot starve to death. Or replace. And now you should be seeing the change in scenery. Wait, what's happened? It just ran away. Just disappeared. No. No, where did it go? We just have to click on go. So, chat, can anybody top Hyuji's biggest D? Can anyone go over that? I don't know. I think he's becoming unrivaled. He's becoming unrivaled. What are the chances for anybody being able to top Hyuji? I don't know. He's becoming even bigger and bigger. It's like it's growing. It's growing. Thank you again, Hyuji. You're awesome. But hey, you cut through my explanation. I don't even remember where I got to. Half-Life 1 in one sentence. Science plays go boom, alien go shoot shoot, giant tower go kaboom, and rocket go wee. But you gotta ask yourself, is this rocket, is the rocket with the GNOME rocket, the space rocket, which rocket? The big D rocket? Can we launch a big D rocket into... During the war, both Africa and Europe might be overrun by Combine and surrender, but what happened to the other continents, such as Asia and Oceania? Okay, I'll actually note that down. I will note that down because I need to get slowly to that point, right? But if we just keep getting to the middle, to the end, and then to the back, it's like somebody comes over and says, I'm going to listen to Markovas. And Markovas like, yeah, and he went from one side of the table and then he went to the middle and then the table broke apart. It just snapped. And I was like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? This table cost more money than my total health insurance for 10 years. What am I gonna do? Wait, what's going on? Wait, Hyuji, did you just send over more Big D stuff? You what? Oh my God, he's making it rain. He's making nobody can top the Hyuji, what are you doing? Where are you? Are you printing that? Are you making a money printer? Are you doing this? Where are you getting that from? It's like we need to make the big D rocket. What's up? You're overinflating the economy. You're just and now you're gonna make me change it again? Oh my God. We're never gonna get anywhere with this pace, but now I'm faster. I've learned my mistakes, so I click here. Thank you, Hyuji. Chad, I'm sorry, but Hyuji is just making me change things, and I'm not getting to the point because of that. So we have to click on this. Bloody hell, can't I just get some kind of automation for this? There. And we click on... And there! Oh my God! Hyuji's donating to make the big D rocket bigger. He wants to reach such a height that we could reach universe, go between the stars, and find aliens, find the secret benefactors. Thank you, Hyuji. But bloody hell, let me explain the thing, what everybody is waiting to hear. Wait, let me do that. We talked about the annihilation. We never really get to understand what exactly happened in the US. Potentially, they just made the resources of the US get depleted. Yeah? So they depleted the resources, and then they went to Europe, because more resources in Europe, and I guess they hadn't established their base of operations in Europe that well. Maybe the Combine benefactors are on the Combine homework. I kind of think that it's very likely that the benefactors are part of the Combine Empire. But they just they're not in power. They're somewhere in power, but they're not on top the chain of command. Yeah? So what they're trying to do is to stabilize things, make things go... It's like when you haven't oiled your engine of the car and you want to drive it, you know what's going to happen. It's going to be... And so everything's going to rattle and there's going to be smoke and there's going to be something blowing up and charcoal and sparks and dead and rats getting out of the hood and fleeing in for their lives. So yeah, so the benefactors potentially could be in the power. They can be a ruling class in the combined world, but they're just not on top. And what they're trying to do is push their interests so they can get to that top. So they can get to the big D. They can get the rocket big enough to say, look at me, look at me. I've got a rocket. I've got a rocket. Look at my rocket's bigger than yours. Look how it flies. You want to see how it flies? You want to see how it flies? You give me, I need fuel. Give me fuel for a rocket. Something like that. It's like, well, how am I supposed to keep going with this stream if KOG just keeps printing money? He keeps funding Big Rocket. Man, what am I supposed to say other than a big thank you? It's like, it keeps exploding. It's like eruptions. The rocket keeps going boom. Chat, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to keep talking about the 7-hour war when rocket keeps getting fueled with more bigness, more? It's like a little shape rocket, and then HOG is like, oh. And then who can rival a rocket? Nobody can rival a rocket. It's impossible. So I click here, quickly, speed running, changing the numbers. So 21, export. There, we change this quickly, speed run. I clicked the wrong button. No, don't delete. What the Combine is trying to catch the portal technology, which is on Borealis, so they can potentially grab everything, grab every mushroom, every critter, every squirrel, every whatever, every is there on the planet Earth. Every tree, every drop of water, every big D and big rock. Grab it everything and fling it into the sky. Throw it into the big hole and bring it back to the combined world so they can potentially use it. Otherwise, it's a useless pursuit, right? That's the goals of the Combine. And why would they use their elite soldiers to bring order to the world when they can just use the human population and the lesser branches? Listen, quote from Dr. Breen, Wallace Breen, Breen Grub. You know Breen Grub? You go to the Discord and you see Breen Grub as much as you want. You can get as much Breen Grub as you would like to. You just go there and you see it. You see Breen's face on a grub. You get it? LLC, Limited Liability Company, Breen Grub. Okay? Somebody says that my hairstyle looks like G-Man. We got to the summary of the 7-hour war. So the benefactors, which are, as mentioned, part of the Combine Empire, the benefactors, want to disrupt the Combine Empire so they can make some very sophisticated moves so they can grip power, right? So they do that. But how do they do that? They make Earth, the little decoy, make some noise. So Earth goes to Zen. Zen is a big problem for the Combine Empire because they can't get it because big baby monster is stopping them from making any kind of advancements. So Earth invades Zen, and then funny enough, Zen invades Earth, like jokes on Earth, right? And this is where it's like Earth could have lost to Zen, and Zen could have fully conquered Earth. Of course, since Zen wasn't really equipped to handle Gordon Freeman and all those bloody crazy people. I mean, not crazy people, all those HUV people, which could be security guards and potentially very highly qualified scientists that finished the hazardous course more than once. Zen was defeated with the last hit of the hammer of Gordon Freeman. And now Black Mesa had to be eradicated so they could remove any kind of evidence that this experimentation and problems had occurred. The cleanup, right? The cleanup where, like you see G-Man in opposing force, kneeling on a bomb, and it's like, and he's putting some kind of code before he teleports away, if you remember that. Black Mesa is destroyed. So in a way, Earth doesn't really have access to Zen, does it? There is no access. There is no more teleportation. They destroyed the whole facility. I'm not sure how 100% canon that is. I'm not 100% sure. But it's pretty canon to me. Yeah, opposing force. I don't care. Even if it wasn't developed by Valve, even if it was a second studio, it was accepted. Valve said, you make another Half-Life expansion. Me, I don't know how to do that. You make it. We will tell you. This day, you make, G-Man make Boof in Black Mesa facility. And so they make Boof in Black Mesa facility. They make it go explosion, right? AG says, I may have destroyed this tree. Zen now is not protected by anybody, yeah? Nobody is able to protect Zen. So, Earth doesn't have access to Zen either, because they blew up the facility that had the access. So, in a way, the governments on Earth are like, okay, well, we cleaned up everything. A facility, gone. Problems, gone. You know, when you have a problem, you throw dynamite at it, or a nuclear bomb, and everything just fixes itself. And so, the Combine, or the Universal Union, let's be more formal, so because it's very insulting, it's derogatory. It's very derogatory to call them Combine, they hate it. G-Man isn't, sure, he works against the Combine, but he doesn't potentially really care about whose side he's on. The side he's on is his benefactors, and they can change sides whenever they want for which they suits them best, right? And now there's a link from Zen to Earth. And the Combine are like, this is a very nice place. But you would say, Markovas, they went to Zen and immediately they're like, oh, we're gonna go and conquer Earth. You see that little, oh, you see Middle East? Oh, there's like black gold there. Of course not. Of course not. First they send in the spies. Before they go to Earth, they send in the spies. So we've never really seen what a Combined Universal Union spy works like. Yeah? Potentially the Combine has the ability to have an entity who can shapeshift into something human. How else would they infiltrate Earth, find all the bases, the military bases, map the whole place, and conquer it in 7 hours? Unless they had put spies everywhere, waited for the right moments, manipulated events, gathered all the required information, and then send in the fleet, send in gunship, send in the conquering armies. It's like there's definitely aliens that are like G-Men who can shapeshift into humans and just spy everywhere. Potentially even G-Man was a spy for the Combine, but he was a double agent. You ever thought about that? That he could be a double agent. Big bottle of vodka. No. Didn't G-Man sell golden services to the highest bidder at the end of Half-Life 2? The highest bidder could be the Combine. In Half-Life 2, he sold it to the highest bidder. But why would the Combine want the Combine power to be rattled? It's like they want humanity to be delivered to the Combine. They don't want the cage rattled. A war in City 17 and the Citadel, which is an incredible resource. It's like the core of the Citadel is probably very expensive, right? So definitely the Combine wasn't the highest bidder. Potentially the highest bidder could have been anyone else of the Combine benefactors of G-Man, or a bidder who contacted the benefactors, and the benefactors got a lot of cash or power, and then they send the orders to G-Man. Get it? It's like the benefactors are the middleman. Somebody wanted power, so they want Earth rattled so they can make their moves somewhere else. Benefactors are like, oh, this is gonna cost 20 boxes of those bottles. Give me those bottles. I want it now. And that's pretty much how it goes, right? You think that actually the Death Star from Star Wars would have been smarter if they had said it was built around the sun? Because then why wouldn't it have all the energy in the world to shoot? Otherwise, where is it getting the energy from? We're around a singularity. Chat? Let's make it canon. The Death Star was built around a sun. The Combine sends spies. Potentially G-Man is a spy for the Combine. They send in the spies to Earth, and these spies are shapeshifters. They can take the form of humans. And we can say, oh, they just scouted the military bases. So the Combine then was like, oh, look at that. Look at this. Kaboof. The Combine infiltrates Earth with a lot of spies. They push them into politics, and they slowly overtake the governments. They overtake the governments. They infest all the major governments, the major powers, the powers that can oppose the Combine. Yeah? Take the power. The highest power. Generals. Potentially even the president. And now these shapeshifters are in those ranks. And it's very easy for the Combine to do because they have technology. They can cheat. They can do a lot of stuff. And manipulating humans, for them humans, they're... That's what we are for the Combine. We're monkeys. Monkeys! They take over the power, the government power. And what do they do with it? They just disable everything. They just make the military, they pretty much lower the funding for the militaries. They sabotage systems, automated defense systems. They make sectors of the military unable to act properly. They put more spies in those sectors, which are going to act as the sabotage. So when the Combine invades, they pretty much disable everything and they give orders of surrender. Okay, it's okay. Oh, look at that. It's just one gunship, but it looks alien. Oh, so I say we surrender, said the spy, the spy general. And everybody followed, because what would the hell happen under my chair? What the? Something broke. No, we'll need to fund the chair now. It's not just nuts. So the Combine pretty much sends all these spies. They sabotage everything. They make the armies surrender because armies are led by generals. And if you've infiltrated the higher ranking officers, you just shut down the whole army. Right? Of course, they're gonna try and pick up a fight because now you say, oh, but Markovas, why do they then wipe out such a big percentage of humanity? Well, it's obvious, because even if you have these high-ranking officials, what do you think, humanity is just gonna go under the table and surrender? They're not gonna surrender. They wanna fight. They wanna squirm. They wanna stop this invasion, and they're gonna sacrifice themselves. So the Combine has to put down their giant boot, put the boot down, and show humanity that if you make the chimp noises, if you make the chimp noises and you throw your feces at people in the Combine, if you do that, you're going to be punished, you're going to be destroyed, you're going to be annihilated. So removing a large portion of the population was a strategical decision. So nobody could challenge them. And at the same time, they definitely met resistance. Because are you going to accept a commander telling you to surrender just like that? You're going to defy them. So the humanity definitely defied their superiors in this theoretical possibility. They defied them. So there was war. But it was so well orchestrated that how could anybody react? Everything was being controlled. Humanity didn't have time to react. It wasn't because they were not prepared. It was because it was sabotaged. And then many people were destroyed. Eventually, even cities were nuked. Are you going to throw your feces at them when you see that happen? No, you're going to accept reality. And many of the people you know are dead. When would they have time to infiltrate? They had all the time in the universe. They didn't just... Black Mesa was destroyed. Earth didn't have access to Zen. Zen was free for the taking by the Universal Union. The Universal Union sent the Combine, sent this infiltration, G-Man, the shapeshifter, into Black Mesa so he can create the chaos and potentially shut down Zen. Or Zen to shut down Earth, or whichever it happened. I think they wanted to, Zen to be conquered by Earth and not Earth by Zen. So lucky them, right? And then they have all the time in the world to go to Zen, take over control, plan for their attack on Earth, infiltrate Earth with more shapeshifters, shut down the defenses, take over control, slap some politicians, slap some commanding officers, destroy a lot of the population because they fought anyways, and then profit. Stonks, bruh. Stonks, yeah? It's like Combine says, stonks, bruh. You see that? You see that? See that politician? Yeah, he's ours. See that politician? Oh, he's the best. Oh, he's the best. He does the best job. You see that commander? Now you don't. We put new one. It's pretty much the theory behind it all. He's spoken about everything except the 7-hour war. You haven't missed anything. No, on Goblin, no, you're undermining my efforts of trying to speak. Okay, so I agree. I've spoken about nuts, but that you can blame the big D for getting me to speak about nuts and big rockets. That's I'm innocent. I'm innocent until proven guilty, right? Who's going to have a bigger rocket than the Combine, other than this rocket down here, right? But nevertheless, Earth fought. Earth rattled the cage. Earth threw its feces at the Combine, and even with the shapeshifters, and attempting to, fight for their right, fight for righteousness, fight for freedom. Earth lost, and they put the puppet, Dr. Wallace Breen, because he was pretty suitable. Maybe Dr. Breen was actually also one of the puppets, the political puppets that they used. He was not even a shapeshifter, he was just a human. But why not just use him? Dr. Wallace Breen is liable. He's gonna go to jail after that. We're going back to Black Mesa. It gets blown up, right? Who's accountable for the accident? Dr. Wallace Breen. Who goes to jail? Dr. Wallace Breen. How does Dr. Wallace Breen then become administrator of Earth? Can you tell me that?
Oh, what? Oh, because they used him as puppet even before the war?
Yeah. Yeah, why wouldn't she grab him? He's already liable. They sent him to jail. What do you think? They're gonna just pardon him?
Oh, we're sorry, Dr. Wallace Breen. You've advanced technology so much that you're free to go. You can join Aperture. Oh, wait. We haven't heard from Aperture in months, but don't worry. They're probably researching things very thoroughly. We're getting some reports here and then. Sometimes they feel very odd, but they are odd people. You wanna go Aperture? We can pardon you. They're not gonna pardon you. They wouldn't pardon you. So you go to jail. And so then you're given a choice by the shapeshifters. Join them or bloody die. Are you gonna join them? Or are you gonna die? What are you gonna choose, eh? Is Dr. Wallace Breen gonna choose death? Potentially he didn't know what was gonna happen during Black Mesa, but after that, why couldn't they use him as a puppet? Combine found Earth because of the Black Mesa incident. They took notice of our ability to use quantum teleportation. It most likely happened soon after the incident. Yeah, I could agree with you, but are you saying that G-Man is part of Zen? G-Man already knew about Zen. So how would G-Man go from Zen to Earth? And it's like, this is where the hole is. The Combine knew about Earth. Yeah? Because who else is going to send G-Man to Earth? Some unknown benefactors? Sure, you can say that, but at the same time, it makes even more sense for G-Man to be part of the benefactors who are part of the Combine Empire. Because you don't have a small civilization in deep space who are... you don't just have some small civilization in deep space who are the masterminds, the arachnoids, what was the name? Arachnoid from Doom, yeah? No, these are very influential beings. These are very influential aliens. They have the ability to make things happen. So the G-Man was sent by their will. He was the sword that pierced through the problems. So he was sent to Earth, right? So G-Man is sent to Earth. He's the infiltrator. He's a shapeshifter. He's not human. Why would they infiltrate? There's no reason to do it. Infiltrating is a very smart thing to do to learn your enemy, because you need to understand your enemy before you can do anything to try and conquer your enemy. Sun Tzu, we can quote soldier, shoot down at your feet. Shoot down at your feet and explode into millions of gibs.
No, no, I mean, you have to study your enemy before you do anything against your enemy, because Earth has the ability to self-destroy itself. Earth has nuclear warheads. Earth has G, who builds big rocket. Earth has the ability to pretty much just make the place uninhabitable, a wasteland. The Combine can't just come to Earth, say, "Hello, I want to take that ocean. Oh, you have a smaller ocean, bigger one. Oh, you hide that from me. You want to bargain? Bargain!" They send the nukes over. Earth is destroyed. Combine loses. What's the point? They need to infiltrate. So how do you infiltrate? Shapeshifters. Otherwise, Earth is gonna destroy itself. It's pretty much one of the major reasons why this just makes it's like you understand why the Combine are so crazy, because they are tactful, in a way heartless, because they'll do anything to achieve their goals, right? We're just monkeys on a pile of rock, and we are expending our resources incredibly inefficiently. So Combine sees monkeys, and monkeys need to be taught proper English. Monkeys need to be civilized. Monkeys need to be able to have they need to get the technology, they need to have the understanding, they need to transcend their monkeyness, their humanity, in order to become part of the great Combine, of the great Universal Union Empire. And how do they do it? They take over Earth. How do they take over Earth? They infiltrate it. And then they disable its defenses. Because otherwise, Earth will self-destroy itself. There will be nothing but nuclear winter. They had all the time in the world to prepare. Why would they just invade Earth randomly? They need to make sure everything goes according to plan. What happened after the 7-hour war? Humanity was acquisition. Humanity was put into work. Bring the resources to the Combine major points. Can't say the word. The special soldiers, because I think they sent the very special soldiers, bring order and destroy a large portion of the humanity and bases. They were put in reserve so they can be sent back to the Empire, because they're not going to keep using their special units for what now they could use the humans for, right? They just use the Striders, they use those stupid synths, the lesser branches of the species, as Breen would say. This is what happened after the war. Delivering humanity to the Universal Union, bleeding the planet dry, taking all the resources, and sending it up with the big D that we helped create. And that is how, from beginning to the end, the 7-hour war played out. Whether we don't want to agree that Breen didn't collaborate or collaborated, whether they were shapeshifters or no shapeshifters, in the best course of action, for the greatest success, they needed to have sabotaged Earth's defenses before actually. Combine didn't know Earth before. They found it after the Resonance Cascade. Doesn't make sense, to be honest, because why wouldn't they know? I mean, it's possible they didn't, and yet it's like the benefactors know about Earth and the Combine doesn't really make sense that much. Earth is already weakened by the portal storms. Yeah, there's also key element as portal storms, and Earth is weakened by portal storms. Yeah, there were actually portal storms. Actually, there were portal storms, so even that was that weakened humanity. Of course, it's funny because wildlife from Zen is kind of trash. It's like you have all these stupid animals popping around the Earth. What you gonna do against that, right? Against the head crabs and bull squids, pretty much easy to exterminate it. The hard part was the military of Zen. The Vortigons, which were slaves and no longer were, so they really didn't even pose a threat when they were teleported to Earth. And actually, you bring a very nice point. Damn, I can now even unravel some more stuff. And then you have the bull squids, which are trash, because it's very easy it's like stupid animals. It is stupid animals. Sure, then you have gargantuas, which is less stupid animals. Okay, that's scary. And yet, it's no longer organized. Everything is doing whatever they want. Yeah. And potentially, sure, most of it was just wildlife sent from Zen to Earth, but these portal storms didn't deliver all the military strength of Zen. No, they potentially all we see on Earth is leeches, ichthyosaurs, and other disgusting filth like headcrabs and boo squids. How is that a threat to humanity, right? They're gonna buff up their military to fight this mass of Zen creatures. Yeah, we had the portal storms, which they didn't exactly. They weakened Earth, but in my opinion, they kind of strengthened Earth because now Earth had a common enemy to fight, which was the stupid animals, which were just pests. They were pests. So portal storms commence, and people go into cities to protect themselves against stupid animals. Yeah, definitely. If you're fighting animals, you can't really become weak in peeps because you just you team up. You join forces to fight against the stupid animals. You can't say that Zen stupid animals are a threat to Earth. It just doesn't work like that. Especially since you're no longer covering up what you're doing. You're no longer covering it up. And you have all the power in the world. You have all the resources. Look, pests. Okay, let's all unite and destroy the pests. That's not really going to make Earth weaker. It's going to make the population even closer together. No longer is the population scattered around the country. They're all inside a concentrated point. People are working around the clock to defeat the pests. And the pests aren't really causing that much disorder, are they? They're pests. They don't have sophisticated combined technology. They're not organized. So you have actually an organized Earth against the portal storms, the Zen invasion of stupid animals. So the stupid animals invade Earth. Humanity organizes itself to defeat these annoying pests, so Earth even becomes stronger in terms of military strength. Oh my god! Combine is like, what are we gonna do? I have idea. Send in the shapeshifters. Take control of government. Find where the nukes are. Disable the security of Earth. Sabotage. And then just invade and take over. Have you seen how we dealt with bad word, I can't say it. Of course we would be weakened, as most power systems are being destroyed by power storm energy. We are not organized. This is literally basic Half-Life lore. The word that you said that I cannot use here is, it's kind of pale in comparison to stupid Zen animals. Because the thing what we have here is an enemy which is kind of invisible. It's like the Chernobyl reactor explosion where you were fighting against radiation. And everybody's like, oh, I can't see it, it don't exist. I will eat this cucumber. I will eat it now. You eat cucumber, nothing happens for 20 years and then you go dead. You know what I mean? So I just can't compare stupid Zen animals and portal storms which potentially weaken stuff. All right. They weaken stuff, but we don't know the extent of all these portal storms, and they don't just get going all the time. How would they exactly Humanity was already using trash technology anyways. You've seen Black Mesa? Do you think their computers are thick screens? Thick, what is it called? CTR, CRT screens with giant computers from the era where Einstein was drawing with chalk on the board. That you can't really disrupt much of that. Most of it was trash anyways. But sure, disruption. But at the same time, it's organization against this common foe, which you can actually fight and defeat. You can fight and defeat it. It's not invisible. It's just how it is. And you fight it, and you actually progress, and you develop technology to potentially minimize the effects of these disruptions and stupid animal creatures from Zen. And then it's sure combiners can just come and take over everything they want to, but you can still self-destroy yourself. And the combine is not gonna take that chance. They're not gonna take the chance for a monkey to throw feces at them. Monkey to throw big feces. See, monkey grabs the biggest feces in the zoo and throws it at Earth. They're not going to allow that. They're not just, they won't. Lighthouse thinks about what happened to our missiles. Our planet is going is getting overtaken. But nobody thought of using a nuclear bomb at all. Lighthouse. That's the thing. They infiltrated everything before they went into the invasion. As Half Peeps mentioned to us, there were portal storms, which I had forgotten about, but damn, it's like it even made it even better. There were portal storms, and stupid, disgusting animals from Zen entered planet Earth. So people from smaller cities went into the big cities, and now the governments had full control over the population. They were organized. They could do something about it and fight the stupid beasts. Yeah. And now they're even more dangerous. Right? They're even more humanity is even more dangerous. Humanity is now kind of on edge. It's like the president's finger is next to the button, and it's like that button. Oh, and it's like the people are saying, "Don't touch it." And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna touch that button." You're not gonna touch that button. Oh, yeah. So we couldn't now use. We could use our nukes. Everyone's happy finger was on the trigger, was on that red button. And anything that would went out of rails, we'd be like, oh, send in the fleet, send in the nukes. Then, oh, stupid animals are going to revolt against us? Well, we're already exterminating. Oh, we can even have, hey,